Mosquitoes are pretty annoying, right? But what about mosquitoes that are the size of a dog? Welcome to 1000 Ways to Die in the Wastes. This is the series where we discuss in PG-13 visceral detail just how brutal the wasteland can be, even if the video games don't do it justice. Last time we spoke about the painful transformation process that is becoming scorched. This week we'll be talking about Fallout's mutated mosquito, the Bloodbug. What is a common nuisance to you or I in the game turns out to actually be a living nightmare in Fallout's universe. A Bloodbug attack would be one of the worst ways to go. The world of Fallout has plenty of obvious hazards, whether it be glowing green ponds, bipedal lizards with razor-sharp claws, or feral necrotic post-humans. It's quite easy to understand that one should stay away from these dangers. But it's not super obvious with the Bloodbug. Sure, they're creepy looking, but they don't look all too dangerous. They've got twig-like appendages and paper-thin wings. How much damage can they really do? Well, I'm here today to tell you that answer. And it's a lot. But first, what exactly is a Bloodbug? Prior to the Great War, the humble mosquito was, for most, nothing but a pesky nuisance. Sure, it made camping trips and picnics annoying, but nothing a little off or calamine lotion couldn't fix. However, in the aftermath of global nuclear destruction, this once inconsequential insect, like many other creatures and bugs, underwent a horrifying transformation, mutating into what we now know as the Bloodbug. Now mutated, these insects have evolved into deadly predators, capable of inflicting serious harm on unsuspecting creatures and wastelanders. Their frame has grown in size, going from being about half an inch to a monster that rivals the size of dog meat. Its proboscis, the nose bit, has been turned into a sharp, needle-like appendage capable of delivering powerful stings and drawing blood to feed on. Within the ecosystem of the wasteland, it seems that the Bloodbug has carved out a niche for itself as a mix between a predator and scavenger. It preys on both living animals and humans, but they can also be found draining the blood of recently killed creatures like Brahmin. Bloodbugs can often be found in wooded or marshy areas, but this isn't very strict as they would seem to go where the blood takes them. So now we know what a Bloodbug is, but what makes these mutated insects exactly so deadly? Well, let's start with a simple yet deceptively dangerous attribute. The slender frame of the Bloodbug is a trait that adds to its deadly nature. Unlike bigger and bulkier creatures, the Bloodbug's twig-like build gives it some combat advantages when it comes to ambush tactics and evasion. Its relatively small torso and legs make it difficult to target with conventional projectile weapons. Its agile movements allow it to dart through the air with remarkable speed, making it challenging for even the most skilled marksman to land a clean shot. And while swatting a bug with a melee weapon would likely yield better results, some of the other Bloodbug features that we'll get into later ensure that you'd want to keep your distance. Bloodbugs can also be seen lying in wait, preparing for an ambush. If you ever take a stroll down one of the streets of downtown Boston, you can sometimes find these Bloodbugs attached to walls, patiently waiting for their next victim to stroll on by. Their smaller frame helps with this, as they tend to blend in with the rest of the backdrop. The smaller frame of the Bloodbug not only makes it harder to see, but also harder to hit, adding to its deadly nature. But there's more. The most notable feature of the Bloodbug is its knife-like proboscis. What was 2 millimeters in length pre-war has since elongated to about a foot, a growth of about 150 times. This deadly appendage, sharp as a needle and capable of transmitting some sort of radioactive venom, is what makes the Bloodbug truly haunting. Unlike the mere annoyance of a mosquito bite, the pain inflicted by a Bloodbug sting would be excruciating and unrelenting. As it pierces the skin, it would slice through flesh with surgical precision. The venom it injects into its victim's bloodstream would act swiftly, coursing through their veins like a wildfire, becoming more and more intense as time goes on. Like, mosquito bites get quite itchy and are annoying, but they're very localized into one small spot. The reason why mosquito bites itch is because when the mosquito bites you, it secretes its saliva into your bloodstream. Your body registers the saliva as an allergen, and your immune system reacts accordingly, sending a chemical, histamine, to the area, which causes the swelling and itching. Imagine that bite and immune response being scaled up 150 times. Your entire torso would feel like it was on fire and would swell up. It would be horrendous. And if that alone didn't put you into shock or kill you, what about the pain of having a foot-long needle jabbed into you? It would be like getting stabbed with a short sword. And don't be fooled by their small frame. Just by playing the game, we can see that the Bloodbug is capable of penetrating through most armors with their proboscis. It's almost like these giant mosquitoes have a blood-sucking captive bolt pistol attached to them at all times. So they're hard to hit, they prepare ambushes, they inflict some sort of radioactive venom, and they can stab you through armor. Surely that's everything, right? Of course it isn't. One of the most notable traits of a mosquito and its post-war counterpart is that they are sanguivorous, meaning they drink blood. Other insects, even other mutated insects in Fallout, typically get their nutrition from things like plants, fruits, nectar, or sap. The Bloodbug, on the other hand, is a predator. It's after the blood of other living organisms. Now, unlucky for you, me, or any other Bloodbug victim, is that because the Bloodbug is so much larger than the mosquito, they require so much more blood. Once stabbed, the Bloodbug will drain its victim, causing their blood sacs to engorge. You'd likely feel a numbing sensation or ache as your blood is drained from your body, leaving you feeling weak, lightheaded, and less capable of fighting back. They're already tough to hit, but now you've got to try and hit them when you're feeling all woozy from the blood loss? What can you even do at this point? These monsters would absolutely be terrifying in universe, but again, it gets worse. Like many insects, bloodbugs are known to come in swarms. While fighting a lone bloodbug would come with all the aforementioned hazards and challenges, fighting a group of them could prove quite impossible for even the most seasoned wasteland adventurer. When facing a swarm of 2, 3, or 4 bloodbugs, the odds of survival can quickly diminish. The coordinated attacks make them a formidable foe. While one bloodbug distracts its victim with movement, the others can hone in on their prey, ready to give the old classic jab and drain. It's hard enough to shoot and take down a single bloodbug, and while many bloodbugs provide a chance to hit multiple targets, improving the odds at hitting a bug at random, you'd still need to take the rest down. And of course, as mentioned, melee weapons would provide a better chance to swat down a bloodbug, but engaging in melee combat with 3 or 4 bugs, all who have foot-long, razor-sharp appendages, would be like sword fighting against multiple opponents. What the heck are you even supposed to do? It would be a doomed task. To cap all this off, just like their pre-war counterparts, it would seem that bloodbugs are the transmitters of disease. It's in Fallout 76, with the disease mechanic, that bloodbugs are capable of transmitting the parasite's disease. In-game, this disease makes you periodically lose your fullness, resulting in a max HP loss. In-universe, this would be akin to a parasitic infection. According to Cleveland Clinic, parasitic infections can result in fever, fatigue, intestinal symptoms, skin rashes, and even neurological conditions. One of the most common parasitic diseases that infected mosquitoes can spread in real life is malaria. Malaria causes a wide assortment of flu-like symptoms, and in severe cases can lead to a coma and death. So even in cases where you'd survive a bloodbug attack, you're not guaranteed later survival. You'd need to find a settlement or doctor to get some medication and hope the potential disease passes. While bloodbugs already have an assortment of deadly tools at their disposal, their ability to spread diseases and infections could be the silent killer cherry on top. And thus we end our look into what would prove to be one of Fallout's deadliest insects. While in-game they're quite easy to take down and more of a nuisance than anything, it's within the actual in-game universe that these creatures would seem to be quite deadly. From their razor-sharp proboscis to their swarming nature, the Bloodbug is one formidable adversary. An adversary that you definitely don't want to be on the losing side against. A Bloodbug attack is one of Fallout's worst ways to go. That's all for me today, folks. If you liked the video, be sure to share and subscribe, join the Discord, have a good rest of your day. Cheers.
I once saw a bloodbug fly off with a Brahmin. Swear to God.